Okay, so now we know how to name objects. So now let's look at what are the different kinds of objects that we can create in Python. So this is where we actually save data. So we're going to start with the simplest form of an object, so which is a scalar. Scalar here means a single value. Okay. A single value can be any one of these 6 different types. Okay. It can be a value called none. Okay. So none is useful when you want to compare an array that has lots of different values and you want to see whether there is any blanks in there. So it's useful in several ways. So this is a none object, or it could be a string object. So that's str. So string object is a string of characters. It can be anything, any string of characters. So the scalar can be a string scalar, and it can be byte. Okay, we will not be using bytes very much. So it's you can use it for special characters, special symbols that you want. We won't be using that very much. Float is floating point number, which is as opposed to integer. Okay, so you have fractional numbers, so that's your floating point number. So that's float. Okay, no, there is no separate double types. Okay, bool is 0 or 1, true or false. Okay. Boolean. So bool stands for Boolean. So true or false. And then we have int for integer. So the 3 types that we use most often are string, float, and integer. Okay. Those are the 3 that we use most often. Okay. And next is bool. We will use Boolean off and on, and none sometimes. Okay. So let's start with none. So the none keyword is used to define a null value. There is no value at all. Okay. None is not the same as 0 or false or an empty string. It's not that. Okay. And we can use the is keyword to test whether a particular variable is none or not. And you can use the is for other places also. Is integer, is float, is bool. Is a way of checking whether a particular object is of a particular type or not. So now here I have set a to none, and you notice that none is in green. So when you type none, so it will start out with, let's see, and that green simply says that that's a keyword. So say, so up to this point, the color of the letters is black. Once I put E, then it knows that none is a keyword. It has a special meaning. So the color changes. So when you see green, then you know that that is a special, it has a special meaning. Again, now we are testing whether A is none. And when you run that, okay, the first line does not produce any output because you're just setting A as none. The second line produces an output, says A is none, you'll get a response but that whether it is true, none or not, so it's true. So if you have B equal to 5 and then you say B is none, then it's going to say no, because B is not none. Okay. See, there is this another special function, or function is not. Okay, not is a keyword. So like is none, you can have is not none. So first I put uppercase n and it gave me an error. The keyword is lowercase n. So you can have You can use is and not together to see whether the reverse is true or not. Okay. All right, questions?